Fiona's initial time as a child was so challenging, and even being alive at this time is really a great miracle to see her and what God has been able to do in her life, and what the ministry program has really done, not to her as an individual only, but as a family. Because in her childhood, she hadn't even kind of come to the level of understanding. She was very young when her father died, and the mother had to be evicted because she was a typical housewife. She was not working. She could not be able to meet the rent for the house. And then after the father had passed on, that's when she realized she had a big task of feeding the children. She started trying to see what she can resort to as an income-generating activity. There wasn't any really kind of opportunity because she's not educated, she's illiterate. Instead, she chose to go to the market, possibly to start a small business. She had to borrow money, and she gave in her mattress as a security, and then she started selling some cassava. And she says the first purchase she made, she was unable to sell, and she didn't even get the money back because the cassava all went bad. She didn't have clients to come to her stall because she was new in the market. Actually, she ended up losing the mattress. And she kept on really dealing her house property in order to get a penny to be able to get to the business. It has been a tough kind of situation until the time when she had to be evicted from the house. She carried her belongings to her mother, who happens to be the grandmother for Phiona. She was a very old lady, still within the slums. And that's where Harriet had actually grown up from. And Harriet, that is her mother. Somehow, because the family kind of now had expanded with the children and everyone, they had just to concentrate on how to feed themselves. So they could not be able to meet other expenses like still house rent. They ended up still being evicted still from that house. So she instead now resorted to the street with her children. She could spend a day and the night in the market. So they could just figure out where to sleep on the verandas until time when came, she was advised that it was not safe more especially for the child she had, to be on the street. That was Phiona was very still young, and then her elder sister. So she left the street and then could move to the churches, spend the night in one church for like a week, then looking for some uncompleted structures. She could spend the night there with her children.
When you go from the slum, the life is always difficult. Just to get food is not simple. Even health is not good. So everything is for struggling. You have to struggle to get everything.
And during the time, that's when the brother, Brian, the brother to Phiona, came to the slums, and we started the chess program, and he was part of the program. But whenever he could go back home, he could actually, I call it home, but whenever he could get back to the family, he could tell them, I was with Coach Robert, we played this new game called chess, and at the end of it, we had a cup of porridge. So I believe that's one of the most exciting and motivating points that Phiona had to find out, where does Brian go and get a cup of porridge. I later came to learn that they were really going through a very stressful and tough time. But slowly by slowly, the ministry got involved in their life, and they have always been guided and helped.
He has been a good person because sometimes actually I can't explain it in English. Kale abadde muntu mulungi because abadde tugambe ambulirira.
He's been a good person to me because he has always guided and counseled me.
Ate kale tugambe abadde andabira ku ssomero n'ewaka.
He has taken care of me even when I'm at school, even at home.
Kale akolera ddala nga taata wange.
He's actually doing like my real father. So Phiona took part in the programs, and we could be together slowly by slowly. It has actually now taken like close to 6 years. But it's a miracle personally if I get to see what God has been able to do through her life and not only her, but the entire family. It's a great, great transformation, which I just give God the glory for.
We had a big challenge of food and renting. Yeah, now it has improved because we are going to get a new house, so it's no longer a challenge for us. And even food, the Sports Outreach provides food for us, so it's no longer a challenge to us.